Hello, friends. Oh, I don't want to do that yet. Not quite yet. I'm a little bit in the spotlight here, so I'm just gonna move that for a sec. Is that better? It is. Look at what I did this afternoon. I Halloweened it up a bit because we have to have Halloween for tonight, right? Okay, hang tight. I'm gonna get this thing going again. I just had it. Hi, Joy. Hi, Michelle. Oh gosh, it's all good. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, deep breath. Holy moly. Life is crazy. Crazy, crazy. Okay, here we are. There we are. Oh, let's just fix that. Okay, let's see. All right, I see some chat. We should look at the chat, right? Okay, let's look at the chat. Let's see. Hi, Michelle and Joe and Diane. Joe, I just spent a good amount of time in San Diego. And I'm back again on Wednesday. Hi, Pamela. Pamela, how are you doing? How are you doing? Are you okay? Oh my gosh, your third one. Oh, Pamela, just know we're all just like thinking of you. Pamela is in, sounds like your third surgery, your third hip replacement surgery. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Just hope that this does it for you. Joe said she finally got the correct night. You was wondering on Tuesday, we're only been waiting. Yes. I had to change Tuesday. And so here we are on Thursday instead. So there we go. Joy. Yeah, not so good. Pamela had her left one done 2 years ago, and this was the right one on August 22nd, September 16th, and October 2nd. So 3 on the other side. Hopefully the third time is the charm, right? Diane says she's just old and already has had both knees replaced. Hi, Kathy. Kathy from Phoenix. Nice to see you. Joy. Oh my goodness, you guys. Joy had a follow-up appointment with our neurosurgeon yesterday. Mostly good report. One of the aneurysms has grown, so keep an eye on it. The first aneurysm that ruptured on 2017 is doing fine. Well, that's good that that one's doing fine, right? Because that was the critical one. All right, look at everybody, like shoulders replaced. We're just getting old, aren't we? Even if you're young, we're getting old. We are getting old. Anytime Nick's like, I'll be like, oh, I've got this going. He's like, you know what you have? You have OLD. You have old, OLD. Pamela, pain scale 7 out of 8. Pamela, I am hoping this distracts from your pain, even if it can just take you down to a 6 instead of a 7. That will be my hope for this evening, okay? That's my hope for this evening. Okay, friends, so a couple of housekeeping items. We are here tonight. I'm gonna have to take my shirt off. Okay, let me just rephrase that. I will not take my shirt off. I have a sweater on and a shirt. I will take the sweater off once we get started. Yeah, that's not this kind of show. Not this kind of show. All right, hang on, you guys have to get the fan going because, I don't know, menopause, because it's only like, 60 here right now. It's been very cool. And I was very glad I was very glad that I was in San Diego because it snowed here. Yeah. It did not stick, but it snowed. Come on, hang on. There we go. Okay. There. So, spooky Halloween fun. That is what we're going to do this evening. If you've taken a class from me before, then you know. If you can't stay for the whole thing, that is absolutely okay. It's like an open house, although you'd have a hard time joining in the middle if you haven't kind of started with us. But what I mean by open house is you can leave anytime you want. So if you need to leave, especially as it starts to get a little bit later on the East Coast, we're managing at least 4 time zones. So if you need to leave early, no worries. You can always come back and access this class. It won't go anywhere. Just make sure you save the link or add it to your watch list so you have it in case you need it in the future. As you guys are watching live, you can fast forward, you can rewind, you can pause, you can do whatever you need to do. So if you need a little bit more time on something, then you'll have a little bit more time to do that. In class, we'll be using the interactive album from Graphic 45, from Graphic 45. And it is a different album than I've used before. So I had a lot of fun. The way my brain works, part of it's very analytical and part of it's very creative. The analytical side kicked in and I had to create little templates for every single page before I started cutting paper. So I knew that I had enough paper to kind of work my way through what I needed. So good news is, if I make more of these in the future, it'll be much easier for me, which is good. What am I coming back for? Joe, I am teaching at a retreat in Fallbrook. The retreat starts on Thursday, so I fly out on Wednesday and come home Monday. So I'll be back for that. Gabby, hi Gabby. Gabby says she feels old when she gets out of bed every morning. Same. Exactly, I know. I'm like, oh my gosh, I should be stretching or yoga or something. I'm not, but I should, right? We should. And Joy said crafting keeps us young. I love that. Okay, so we will be working, like I said, with that interactive album from Graphic 45. We will also be working with the Fabulous collection from Simple Stories, so the full collection pack. So I think we're just going to jump right in. One last thing, if you are watching after the fact, either from Ready, Set, Create, because you purchased the kit there, if you are watching after the fact from the Lizzie Lou Halloween Bash, because I taught this there, I'll be teaching this there next week, but you may be watching it in the future, which would now be the past. If you're watching whenever, then welcome to you too. If you didn't quite finish in class and you are now watching the video. And then also welcome to anyone that purchased this project kit at She Loves Color, because that is also in the store and that happens later this month. So we will have a group that's already purchased from me here. Oh, I know, the other one I needed to say, if you were, did I already say Ready, Set, Create? I think I did. If you bought from, anyhow, welcome to you, wherever you bought it. You bought it from my website. If you bought it at an event or something like that, just welcome, and we're going to get started. So I'm going to rotate the camera, and then we'll get going. Oh, goodness. Then we will get going. Here we go. Oh my gosh, Joe, when we were in San Diego, we were in San Diego and then also in Coronado. The weather was the most beautiful ever. I mean, it was like perfect San Diego weather. Just perfect. It was gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Like low 70s, which was perfect. All right. So we will start out with our cutting, friends. So if you want to go ahead and grab your trimmer out, grab your trimmer. It is a really fun album. It's very different. It's a different type of album than I normally use. I have used something kind of similar-ish to this in the past from 49 and Market, a cream-colored one, or white one, I think, a white one, but this was totally different, so we had fun with it. And Joe said, that's why we pay to live here. Yeah, Joe, because, right, it's quite a bit more expensive, isn't it? My perfect weather, Gabby, would be literally like low 70s. Really, it's like San Diego weather, because it's always that temperature. It seems like year-round, but I know it's not. But even when it's winter, it's still nice. Not like snow here. All right, so what I've done, I have just taken out all the little journal bits and I just separate them in a way that makes sense to me, okay? In a way that makes sense to me. So I put all the large ones together. I put all the little labels together. I put kind of these longer labels. There were some other little longer labels, I guess they could have gone in there. Little small tags, stars. So I find it's a lot easier for me to work with things when I have them organized, because it's easier for me to find them. And this is exactly what I did when I sat down to start designing the project. That way I kind of have a feel for what things are instead of trying to, look for them everywhere. So that's just what I do to get started. We are going to start out by cutting our paper. And because we have the full collection pack, all 12 by 12 sheets and the 12 by 12 sticker, it'll take us a little bit of time to get our cutting done. So we're just going to jump right in there and start out with our cutting. And our cutting, we are going to find, oh, that's where that is. That's funny. I wondered where those were. Let me put that over there. Our cutting, we will find on the last several pages, right? So last 2 pages, we are going to jump to for our cutting instructions. Pamela said, wish I could find a tray like that one. Pamela, if you shoot me an email, I will send you a link. I bought them years ago. They came, I think, in a pack of 2 or 3 on the Container Store. So containerstore.com, and they're like little desk drawer organizers, but I love the size, and it usually has enough different compartments for what I'm working on. Some people will use, you could use like a muffin tin or something like that, where you have like just the little, thing is, you kind of just need the little separated compartments, which seems to work really well. Cool beans, yeah. Pamela, if you want to email me, I'd be happy to send you the link. And Joe said Simple Stories is always amazing. I know, this collection is so much fun, so much fun. All right, so as we are working, we are going to trim the barcode strips. So we'll start each piece of paper, we will trim the barcode strips, and then we will set those off to the side to save them. I think anymore, I pretty much say always save those. I don't recall, I was designing in this one probably like 5 different project kits at the same time. So I don't remember if we actually use the product strips or not. So just save them, just save them. All right, so starting out with this guy, go ahead and trim your little product strip off at the top. There we go. We want to trim a piece that is 6 inches wide by 12 inches tall. So notice I just rotated that. There is my 6 by 12. From the left piece with the house, trim 2 3/4 from the top and a 1/2 inch from the bottom. So let's do a 1/2 inch from the bottom to start. My 1/2 inch from the bottom and 2 3/4. Oh, okay, that would be 1, that would be 2, and then that would be, oh my goodness, 3/4. I think that takes me to 8 3/4, friends. Just let me grab, as I do, oopsie, not like that. Oh yeah, no, that was right. As I do opposite math here, I think that gets us at 8 3/4. So let me just grab my ruler to double check to make sure that's correct. Always good to double check. Come on, ruler. Get out of there. All right, there we go. Let's see. Oh, goodness. All right. Here we go. So this over here would be 8 3/4. Yep. All right, so now from the top, I am trimming at 8 3/4. So there we go, and that is exactly what I need for my cover. So that piece is for my cover. We can go ahead and just kind of leave this one handy because we'll use that guy pretty quickly, right? We'll use that one pretty quickly. Set this little guy off to the side. Now from the remaining piece, this would be now the right side. From the right side, we need a 9 inch tall piece from the top. So we want that to be 9 inches from the top. We want to capture all of that fun artwork there. 9 inches from the top. All right. So I can go ahead and stack all of these paper together. Yes, I know, Pamela. If I had done it now, I know, right? Just sometimes my mind takes the long way to think about things, and it totally did there. Yeah, I went the long way. All right, so go ahead and stack your pieces. Keep them grouped together in the similar type of pattern. As we're working from a 12 by 12, then that makes it easier to find. But this guy, keep him off to the side because we'll use him almost right away. Okay, next up we have. It looks like kind of greenish diamonds. It is this piece, all right? Joe said, by the way, love your new Traveler's Notebooks. Can't wait for the iHeart Reading Kit. Oh my goodness, many orders came in for the notebooks, the inserts, and then the 2 Traveler's Notebook project kits. So good news is all the orders will be out by next Wednesday because that is when I leave town again. So we're working through them as fast as we can. But it's been a little crazy. Okay, and thank you, Joe. I'm very pleased with them. They turned out really well, so it makes me happy. Okay, so with this guy, there is definitely a direction to the pattern, right? There's a direction to the pattern. We want our diamonds to always be running vertical. When we're cutting, we want the result of our cuts to be vertical diamonds. So we are going to trim a 5 inch wide by 12 inch tall piece. Okay, so just like this, 5 inches wide by 12 inches tall. Then trim that piece into 2 4 inch tall pieces. So that'll get me a 4 and a 4 and a 4. All right, so there we go. There are those guys. From the remaining piece, we want 2 1 1/4 wide by 12 inch tall pieces. So 1.25 wide I'm going to do this. So that's 7, and I want 1.25. If I go to 5 3/4, hang on. 1 1/4, right? 1.25. There we go. There's my 1.25. And then I will do the same thing I need there. So that'll take me to 4 1/2. All right. There we go. There are my 2 pieces that are 1 1/4 by 12. Then trim those 2 to 8 1/2 inches tall. Okay. 1, 2. Those 2 to 8 1/2 inches tall. Okay. Trim the remaining piece into a 4 1/2 by 4 1/2 piece and a 4 by 6. So it's already 4 1/2. So I'll rotate it and get myself another 4 1/2. And then I can do a 4 by 6. I don't think we use these smaller ones, so I'm just going to move that kind of a little bit more off to the side. Okay, next up. Next up, we have the stripe. So this guy, let's go ahead and trim off our product strip. Pamela, I'm going to make your brain hurt with the math, so your brain will take some of the pain away from your poor hip, hun. I'm so sorry. All right. With this one, this also has a direction, right? The pattern has a direction. And as I am cutting, I want to have my stripes running horizontal. So I get lots of stripes in whatever I'm cutting, okay? I'm getting lots of stripes in whatever I'm cutting. With the stripes running horizontal, trim a 4-inch wide by 12-inch tall piece. Okay. 4-inch wide by 12-inch tall piece, then trim that into 2 4 by 6s. If at any time as you're cutting, if you need another minute or 2, remember you can go ahead and pause. So just go ahead and pause and then come back and join us when you're ready. Trim the remaining piece to 8 1/2 inches tall. Then trim 4 pieces that are 3/4 inches wide. So 3/4 inches wide. Our first one will then be at 7 1/4. Our second one will then be 6 1/2. Our third one would then be 5 3/4. And our fourth one would then be 5. All right, so there are my 4 pieces that are 3/4 inches wide. All right, there we go. How's everybody doing with our cutting? Are we hanging in there? I always, in my classes, I never give you homework to pre-cut. I think it's sometimes helpful, especially when I talk to you guys. Sometimes it is helpful to do the cutting together, because I know sometimes you're a little bit nervous about cutting. Everyone always is. So you have the visual. You also have the words, but then you have me like showing you step by step. So I just like for us to cut it together. Okay, next up, we need a 4-inch tall by 12-inch wide piece from the bottom. Okay, from the bottom, if I go 4-inch tall by 12-inch wide piece from the bottom. Then trim that piece into 2 4-inch tall by 6-inch wide pieces. Okay, aren't those the cutest thing? They're so cute. Hi, under the willow tree. Nice to see you. Yeah, Gabby, I know. Those kitties are so stinking cute. I can hardly stand it. While I was out of town one morning, I was bored. I started an Instagram account for Reggie. So I'm going to post it in the Facebook group. Maybe I'll do that tonight. I'm going to post it in the Facebook group tonight. So if you are on Instagram and you'd like to follow Reggie, it's called Sir Reginald III. So Sam told me that's his name, Sir Reginald, and then THE, and then I think it's just 3RD. I think that's, anyhow, Sir Reginald III. Reggie Sir Reginald. I don't know. If you search for it, Reggie, Sir Reginald III, I think that's what he's called on Instagram. But it's kind of fun. This has reminded me of that. Okay, so now back to what we have at hand. Trim 2 4 3/4 wide by 8-inch tall pieces from the remaining piece. So 4 3/4. There's one. And there's one. All right, there we go. Gabby said, I'll have my dog follow your cat. Totally. And then Gabby, tell me so I know that it's you. Like go in and then leave a comment on one of the posts so then I know it's you. All right, so our kitty cat is done. I also love this one so much too. These ghosts, the pink ghosts, they're so stinking cute. They're just darling. Yeah, so there are quite a few pictures. I don't know, there's probably 30 some odd pictures on Reggie's account now. Because I take pictures of him every day because he's such a hoot. All right, trim a 4-inch tall by 12-inch wide piece from the bottom. So we're going to do that again. From the bottom of this little pink ghosties. And set aside. So we're leaving that 4 by 12 setting aside. All right. What we have left over, we are going to trim a hang on. Trim a 4 by 12. So I trim a 4 3/4 wide by 8-inch tall. 4 3/4 wide. Okay. 4 3/4 wide piece here. Then trim a 6-inch tall piece and the remaining piece, then trim that to 4-inch. Okay, I know that sounds like a lot, right? Then trim a 6-inch tall piece, 6-inch tall. Oh, that's not 6-inch tall, Al, that's 6-inch wide. 6-inch tall piece, and then 4 inches wide to get us a 4 by 6. All right, so that's what we ended up having left over. Okay, this next one, what do they call this? Oh, pumpkin vines, right? Pumpkin vines, that kind of made sense. Pumpkin vines. Okay, next up, trim in half so you have 2 6-inch tall by 12-inch wide pieces. All right, direction, right? There is a direction to this pattern. So you notice it tells me to have it 6-inch tall by 12-inch wide. So I rotated. Because we want our pieces to be long and skinny. So I rotated 2 6-inch tall by 12-inch wide. And now we're getting 4 by 6s out of these pieces. So we will end up with 6 pieces that are 4 inches wide by 6 inches tall. All right, who loves Halloween? Who loves Halloween? Halloween is so fun. I will be honest with you guys, this little decoration that I did behind me, oh wait, hold on. Diane said, I don't understand the pink ghost cut. So, Diane, this is what you, trim 4 inches from the bottom. So your piece is 4 inches tall by 12 inches wide, okay? There's your 4 by 12. Set that off to the side. And then we had this left over. That's not quite the way that it was, but I mean, they don't exactly line up, but the pattern, but we're good. So that's what we had left over, right? We had an 8 by 12. The first cut we did was to trim a 4 3/4 wide piece. That was this guy. So 4 3/4 wide piece. It was already 8 inches tall. We did 4 3/4 wide. Then from the piece that we had left, which was this, we trimmed a 6-inch tall piece. That is why I cut this off, because this was 8 inches tall. I trimmed it to 6 inches, okay? 6 inches. And then I trimmed that piece that we had left over 4 inches wide. Okay, so we were just trying to get a 4 by 6 out of what was left over, but we wanted the ghost to be vertical like that. So that's why we did that. Hopefully that made sense. Pamela's excited. Pamela loves Halloween, excited for Halloween. So me too, love Halloween 100%, but this little, if you saw me at the beginning, my little area right behind me where I stand, I kind of decked that out for Halloween. And I have not decorated for Halloween at our house in 5 years, since we moved. I gave all of my Halloween stuff to Jack and his girlfriend because they love it. Jack's our older son. I haven't done any Halloween decorating. So this will be the extent of the Halloween decorating in our house. I'll do a little bit of fall decorating, but that'll be it. I love it so much, but I was just like, oh my gosh, that was too much of a pain. I don't want to do that. Jo said she always hated Halloween until her best friend's birthday ended up being on the 31st, and her husband's is on the 30th. I have more Halloween decorations than Christmas and crafting stuff too. Oh, I love that. That's so fun. That is fun. All right, so this is our next one. This I don't know, black with orange flowers with spiders and spider webs. Trim a 4.5 inch wide by 12 inch tall piece. 4.5 inches wide by 12 inches tall. There we go. Then trim a 4.5 by 4.5 and a 4 by 6. So that's 4.5. So we can rotate it and get 4.5 from there. There's our 4.5 by 4.5. And now we just need a 4 by 6 out of this. So 4 by 6. These little guys, we won't use those little tiny teeny guys that we have left. All right, and then this piece is staying whole. I don't think I used this whole rest of the piece, so you'll have a few extra things to play with if you'd like. We'll just put that off to the edge because it's kind of big. Okie dokies. So now we're moving on to the cut aparts, starting with the tags. So when we get to the tags, the tag paper, we want to keep the here for the candy and the pumpkin tags connected. So we want those two to stay connected. So let's go ahead and trim off this top row of cards. And here for the candy and the pumpkins, we want those two to stay connected. All right, so I'm gonna set those off to the side. I do not want to dig into those, right? I don't want to dig into those, so put those right there. Now, we can trim apart the remaining tags. Now we can cut apart all the rest of those little tags. So when it comes to Halloween, do you like to dress up? Do you like to go to Halloween parties? Do you like to be at home on Halloween and give candy away to all the little kids? I love seeing the little kids come to the door when they're just little, right? They're little, and they can barely walk up the steps, and they're like, trick or treat. And they're so cute in their little costumes. And sometimes you'll ask them, what are you for Halloween? And they're just so cute. And then I like it when the older kids come around and they're polite, right? You know what? As far as I'm concerned, even if you're in high school and you were trick-or-treating, that's not a bad thing because you're keeping yourself occupied, right? You're not out there causing any trouble, hopefully, right? So I will gladly give you candy, but I would appreciate it if you were polite, right? Please and thank you. And a lot of times we'll let the kids, especially the little ones, like pick in the bowl and decide what they want. But you know, and then if it's looking like we're gonna have a lot of candy left over, then we'll, you know, give kids like a couple pieces. But yeah, I don't mind the older kids as long as they're nice and polite. Okay, so those were our tags. Now we're moving on to the 3x4 elements. So these guys, are cute, just such a fun collection. I love it. All right, our 3x4 elements. We are keeping the monster and haunted house cards connected. So these two, we will keep both of those connected. Oh, I love it, Joe. You guys give chips. How fun, like the little snack size bag of chips, right? Snack size bag of chips. So here's a little, if you saw the email I sent out today for our Saturday listing session, we are listing this Saturday. So if you normally list with me, we are on for this Saturday because I am in town. So we are listing on Saturday. And one of our list topics, there's actually 4. Well, there's almost even 5. Anyhow, one of the list topics is favorite Halloween memories. And we actually did that a number of years ago. but we're doing it again because I have more memories that I'd like to list about, different memories. So we'll be doing a little Halloween listing, just one Halloween list this weekend. And then we'll be together again the 28th. We'll be listing again the 28th of October, and we'll do another list then. Joe said, I was a school nurse for 20 years and I know that kids love chips. I love that so much. I love it. It was always so fun to go trick-or-treating and you get home and you dump all your candy out on the floor. And back then when I was a kid, your parents would inspect the candy to make sure there was, nothing nefarious in the candy, because, sometimes people would do that back then. Well, I think they still do it now. I don't know I don't know. I don't know how prevalent that ever was, or if it was just a, hey, parents beware kind of thing. Not sure, but yes, you'd have to wait for your parents to inspect the candy, and then I'd trade with my sister, and it always wasn't necessarily like a 1-for-1 trade. It would depend on, hey, I'll give you 3 of these if you give me that one. It was always so much fun to kind of barter and do that. Okay, journal elements. We are up for the journal elements. That is this guy. We are going to cut apart the cards on the far left and the far right, okay? Far left and far right, just those columns. So let's get those little guys cut off and then see where we go from there. So this is the far right. And this is the far left. Okay, so far left and far right. We are cutting these apart. We're good with that. And then we'll come back to the rest of the piece. All right, so all of these little pieces we are cutting up. All right, so now we want to, I even need another. I guess I'll put these in with the tags. That'll be okay. All right, so now with what we have left, the center piece, what we have left, we want to trim 3 4-inch tall by 6-inch wide pieces from the remaining 6x12 center piece. All right, so this is our center. We want 3 pieces that are 4x6. Okay, don't pay attention to, we're not worried about what we're cutting up because we want what is here, okay? So we might as well just turn it over because then we won't get confused. We want 3 4x6 pieces. So there's an 8. There's a 4 and a 4. See, now we need to trim the 2 top pieces to 5 inches wide. So keep 5. Keep 1 whole. And now we're going to trim that one to 5. And we're going to trim that one to 5. So we just ended up with 2 that are 4x5 and 1 that is 4x6. I promise you, all this will make sense when we start working. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad we cut all those already. So glad I don't have to do all those. All right, we're getting close, friends. We are getting close. The 2x2 element. So these are like the 4x4 2x2s. Okay, we are going to keep the Scarecrow, Happy Haunting, and Candy cards connected. So Scarecrow, Happy Haunting, and Candy. We want those 3 to stay connected. And, okay, let's do this. And the ghouls just want to have fun. All tricks and pumpkin cards connected. So we're going to do this. I'm going to just trim those starting out into columns, vertical columns. There's 1. Leave that. You know why we're doing that? When we turn it over, it's a 4x6. We need 4x6s. So that one's connected. And we'll do the same thing again on this little guy. Keep those top 3 connected. The Happy Haunting, the Candy, and the Scarecrow. And I'll turn those over because that's what I was looking for there. All right, now we can trim apart all the remaining cards. We will not use all of these little cards. We will use some. We will not use all. I can't necessarily tell you right now which ones we will and won't use, but we will use some, but not all. I just don't remember. A lot of little pieces in this kit once you pull in the journal bits and things like that. So, alrighty. And then our last little set here. What, okay, 31st is here on a Tuesday. All right. Well, it's everywhere on a Tuesday. I shouldn't say that it's just here on a Tuesday. It's everywhere on a Tuesday. Sometimes when it's on a Sunday, I don't know if this happens where you guys are, but if it's on a Sunday, then in Utah, the trick-or-treating doesn't really happen on the Sunday. They usually do it on the Saturday night instead. And then it gets confusing because if you have to kind of plan on Saturday and Sunday, because then you don't really know which one, like when kids might come. So, all right, last up, we are trimming the 4x6 elements. That is this guy. No fancy dancy smanchy things here. We're just trimming it into our 6 4x6s like you would expect. Okay, just our 6 little 4x6s, just like you would expect. And that is going to wrap up all of our major cutting. Now, we may need to trim a couple more pieces as we're working, so, but we are done with the majority of our cutting for now. Yay! We all deserve a piece of candy. We all deserve a piece of Halloween candy after that. That's a lot of cutting. It is, but makes it so much more easy and more pleasurable as we are then working, because we have everything that we need just all ready for us, right? It's just better that way, I think. Okay, so I'm going to get this guy out of here. If I need to trim anymore, I will bring in a smaller trimmer. It'll just be much easier that way. All right. So now we're ready to dig in. We're now going to return back to the first page. Let's grab our book. And as you open your book, there's a couple of things that are important. Number one, all the insides are going to fall out. If you haven't opened your book yet, go ahead and open it now. Nothing is attached. It is a blank slate to start with. Nothing is attached, right? And so when I decided I wanted to work with it, I'm like, oh boy, I'm gonna have to get pretty clever here on how we do this project, because if all I did was stick the pieces in and we decorate the pieces, it's like, oh, okay, well that was fun, but that wasn't very special. So we're gonna do some fun things as we are building. You want to make sure that you are opening and working with your album the correct way. And you know the correct way, when you open, you should have a magnet right here. Okay, you should have a magnet right there. And then you'll see another magnet, or you'll feel another magnet right there. So that is what holds it closed. Now, as soon as I say that, I will tell you the magnet isn't going to work. It'll stay in there, but it really isn't going to work. What I found is the magnet's awesome. It's a great idea. But anytime you're putting any kind of paper here and here, it loses, it's like it loses its magnetism. It's like too thick, okay? So the magnet's still there, but when we add our things, it's not really going to hold it together anymore. Nothing that you did wrong. Somebody reached out to me earlier this week and said, hey, I just have a question. I put everything together. I love it, but the magnet doesn't keep it closed. And I said, well, yeah, you didn't do anything wrong. Or if you did, we both did something wrong, because I found that when I added paper, it doesn't keep it closed. So just know that going into it. But all of that to say, you want to make sure when you open that main magnet is here on the right, or excuse me, left-hand side, not on the right-hand side. If it's on the right-hand side, then you are backwards, okay? So make sure your magnet is here on the left edge, that left kind of page. All right, so we're gonna close it again though, because we want to work with the cover. So starting with the cover, we're going to take this piece that we pre-cut, and that little guy we are going to adhere. and you're really just going to adhere it. So grab your, I just used my tape runner. I didn't use a glue stick on this guy. I'm just using a regular old tape runner. Okay. So he will go right there, centered-ish, okay? We just want to have a little bit of a black border all the way around. So we will have a little bit of a black border. It's centered-ish on that cover. Then we're going to come to this guy, our sticker sheet. So with the sticker sheet, everything else that we are doing to the cover is going to be using stickers, all right? So we need the spooky letters. We need a ghost. We need 1, 2 little yellow groupings of stars, a black bat, and Halloween fun. So what did I start with? Let's start with our spooky letters. So I'm going to take I'm going to use my reverse grip tweezers because I find it's much easier for me to grab those little letters and things. So I'm actually going to start with my second O. My second O pretty much sits right on top of that little part of the house, the stoop, I don't know, the stoop. And it just kind of goes right about there. That's where I'm going to kind of start with the placement of my letters. And then I can do another O next to that. I left the teeniest, tiniest bit of room. Pull this a little bit more closer towards me so I can see it. I left a little bit of tiny not white space, right? But space in between each of those letters. So that's just what I did. If you want to leave a little bit of space, you could, but you don't have to. Then our P. This is funny. You're spooky without the S. It says Pookie. And Pookie was my nickname when I was a little girl. Pookie. That was my nickname. I'm going to ask my mom, like, where that came from. I don't know the story where it came from. I just know that that was my little nickname. All right. Spooky. If you have reverse grip tweezers in your arsenal, grab them for this because I find it's so much easier in terms of getting those placed where you want them as opposed to trying to do that with your big fat fingers, at least my big fat fingers. So I find it much easier to do it that way. And then your letters should be pretty close, pretty close to being centered if you started with that second O. Sitting right on top of that little stoop. All right, below that, we need Halloween fun. And that is one of our little word strip stickers. Looks like something's missing, doesn't it? When in doubt, I say word strip sticker. And that's what we're adding here. So that's just kind of going right underneath that centered. Then let's move up here to the top. We have our first little grouping of stars. And that looks, it's that one right there in the upper right hand corner. So stars will go right here. Like so. And then another little grouping of stars is that one. That one will go about right there underneath the moon. And then we have our little ghost. So I used this guy, the guy that's kind of leaning a little bit. Well, he's leaning if you adhere him leaning, but if you don't adhere him leaning, then he's straight up and down. With that, I used pop dots or foam squares. So I want to grab something very quickly. If you have, where is it? I'm just looking. Where's my other one? Dang it. I do not know. I think that probably got left in Minnesota when I was teaching. All right, sorry. This one may work, it may not. I might have to use a backup. So I'm just taking a powder tool. And I am brushing powder on the back of that to kind of get rid of the sticky. Now, you don't have to do that. You do not have to do that. But sometimes it makes it a little bit easier because then when you add your foam squares, they're not, you don't have sticky underneath, so it's kind of sticking in places and kind of not. Up to you. Oh, I need my larger ones. Hang on. I got my little foam squares, but not the big ones. Any in there? No. All right, here we go. So, just add a couple foam squares behind that little ghost. Like so. And then that little guy, I just kind of, I had him really just kind of right on top of that little ghosty. And then even a little bit on top of the Y. All right. Last little thing is we need a little black bat. It just kind of looked odd there, right? We kind of have this happening and then nothing. We needed to break up that space. So let's get one of these little bats down here. I just noticed they have little eyes. I didn't notice that before, that they had little eyes. Cute. All right, are you guys dressing up for Halloween? I am, but I can't tell you what I'm dressing up as. Well, I'm dressing up for the retreat that I'm teaching at next weekend, but I can't tell you because if any of you are going, then I'll ruin the surprise. So I'll have to tell you after. I'll have to tell you after. All right, so there we go. We are now done with our cover. Okay, we're done with our cover. We're going to move to the opposite cover. This would be the opposite cover. So when you open it up, this is the cover. This is what I'm referring to as the opposite cover. Okay, so here we go. Don't be distracted by all this fun stuff. I'll try to do this so we can see them side by side. Does that work? Oh yeah, you can still see that. Okay, opposite cover. This is the right facing page when you open the book. Apply liquid adhesive along the right edge and adhere pom-pom trim. Okay, so this is what you have. You have yellow pom-pom trim. We want that pom-pom trim, those cute little pom-poms, to hang off the edge of this book. Now, your pom-pom trim is longer than it needs to be. Okay, it's longer than it needs to be. The reason for that is you can stretch it a little bit if it needs. So you have pom-poms that are kind of starting at the top and ending at the bottom. Otherwise, it may be weird. Like I wouldn't do this. You might, but I wouldn't, because then to me it looks weird. Oh, looks like one of my pom-pom came up. It looks weird because then there's a big space with no pom-pom. So I'm going to take my liquid adhesive, and we kind of have to do this part right now. Well, actually, here's the thing. You wouldn't necessarily have to do this part right now if you wanted to wait. Let me grab my liquid adhesive, and I'll show you what's coming. We are adding the pom-pom trim right here, and then over the top of the pom-pom trim, we are adding that second piece. So if you wanted to wait to add your pom-pom trim because you don't want to mess with liquid adhesive right now, you can do so. You'll just kind of skip that whole page and then you can come back to it. But there's nothing that we're doing that would prevent you from moving on if you want to skip this part right now. When it comes to the pom-pom trim, you need a nice bead of glue, okay? Because the trim, the non-pom-pom part of it is going to soak up that glue like you wouldn't believe. I think I'm at the end of that little thing of liquid glue. All right. The reason you might want to skip it is because we have to hold it for a minute, right? If we're here, we have to hold that. We have to press it down. And I stretched mine a little bit so my pom-poms would all kind of lay nicely. So get that kind of stretched out. Press it down, press it down, press it down. Press it down. You might get a little bit of glue on your fingies, your little fingers, because there are little holes in that pom-pom trim. So press it down, press it down, press it, press it, press it, press it. Come back and press some more until it's staying in place, right? That's really what we needed to do now. We just need it to not really move around on us a lot. I would wait until it is totally dry before I try to trim. the ends if you're trimming the ends, because it will tend to want to pull itself with it. It won't necessarily cut right away. At least mine didn't. If you have a little bit of glue on your fingers, just roll it, just get it off your fingers, because we don't want to have glue on our fingers, right? All right, so that's gonna hang out for a minute. Now we are looking for that second piece that we cut from the cover. That little guy, all right? So this one is cut to fit the full size, okay? So whereas this we had a little bit of white or black border all the way around. I wanted to have a little bit of black border because I thought it would give it some more contrast. Here we're not. So this is cut the full height and width of that page. So again, go ahead and add your adhesive. And we will line that up. It's going right over that top. All right, probably easier, I think, to line it up on this edge because it's a little bit hard to see where that pom-pom is, where maybe the end of it is. All right, so I'm going to let that stay. I will, like I said, I won't come back in and trim the ends until it's fully dry. I won't trim until it's fully dry. If you are doing any outlining, I have not done any outlining. And if you're not sure what that means, if maybe you haven't done a class with me before, or you're not familiar with what I do on everything, I come in with a thin black pen. I use a Sharpie, a super thin Sharpie, not just like your regular old Sharpie from the store. Well, I'm sure you can find them at a store, but it's not like your regular old Sharpie. So super thin Sharpie, this is what I use. These I have on the website, but you can use any kind of fine tip black journaling pen. So I did that there. And then I also did that here. And I will literally do that on everything. In class, I'm either doing it with black or I'm doing it with a white pen if we're doing it on black. That's not something that I will take the time to do now because it will take a little bit of time, right? So you can just come back and do your outlining later. Or if you want, you can pause the video and go ahead and do your outlining and then come back and press play when you're ready to keep rolling again. Ready to keep working again. All right, so next up, we're going to add our little stickers. So we need trick or treat, pumpkins, pumpkins. Back to our sticker sheet. Joe doesn't dress up, but her husband does. Joe, what does he dress up as? Same thing every year, different thing every year? All right, trick or treat. I'll be using these a lot. Uh-oh, just lost a sticker that says treats. Don't want to lose our treats. All right, trick. Actually, I should probably put treat first, like that. Make sure we don't run out of room. All right, trick or treat. And then I have 2 pumpkins, 2 pairs of pumpkins. So these 2 guys, one there and one there. Kind of our little short squatty ones are going here. And then our little bit taller guys are going there. And that's all that we're doing on that inside front cover. As we're moving forward, anytime that you see white blocks in the project, the white blocks are meant to be photos. Now, you have, even though it says they're not included in your kit, I believe you have 1 sheet of 12 by 12 white paper. I wasn't sure when Lily started kidding if I was going to use white or not, so I had her put the paper in the kits, and then I didn't end up using it. So you either have an extra sheet of 12 by 12 to do white, to do whatever you want with, or you can use it in the project for whatever you want, photo mats or whatever it is. You don't have enough for all the photos, but because they're photos. All right, so now we're moving to the top of page 2. Joe's husband, he's a 70s guy with a long hair wig and crazy shirt and bell bottoms. That's so fun. I love it. All right, so what I've done, you'll have a photo when it makes sense of lots of things, okay? So this is a photo of this. This is a photo. That's what that top photo is. That is what you're looking at. You're looking at the left side, you're looking at the center, and you're looking at part of the right side, okay? So there's more going on here. but you're seeing left, center, and right. That's what that top photo is. So you can kind of have a frame of reference of what things are going to look like. So here we go. There's the left side, there's the center, and the right side. Where is, hang on. This has traveled quite a bit with me. So this goes like this. There we are. Because this actually, I had this at an event, and there was an on-site store at the event, and then people could purchase the kit, but I had it out as a sample, so it got a little. There we go. This is what it is. How? Oh, there we go. Like this. See, you can see there's lots happening over there on the right side. There we go. So that is what we will start with. We will start working on our left side first, okay? All right, left section. This is the left facing page when you open the book. Left facing page, it is opposite our front cover, or on the other side of, right? On the other side of the front cover. I'm trying to figure out how I can do this so you guys can still see that. All right, we'll be adhering one of the two waterfall pieces from the book to the left section. So we talk about what was inside of the book. Lots of things. This is a waterfall piece, and there are two of them. Do you see like a waterfall? 1, 2, 3. That's the waterfall, one of two waterfall pieces. So that is what this is with some other fun things added. We'll be taking this and adhering over here, but not quite yet. Our first step says, when adhering the next two pieces, make sure they are wide enough to sit slightly underneath the waterfall, all right? So we need, the pieces that I'm talking about are our two straight, there are 4 of them, but we want 2 of them right now. They are your straight pieces, all right? One is going to go here, one is going to go here. Remember at the beginning when I said I'm a little bit type A and my analytical side kicked in and I made little templates for everything in the project because I wanted to make sure I had enough paper to work our whole way through. This is one of the reasons why, because I discovered we don't have enough paper to actually make that full complete right there. And then I thought, well, you know what? We don't need to waste paper, right? All we need are these little slips so that when we put this down, you have no idea that that is not a full piece right behind it. So that's what we'll be doing with the waterfall. So when I say, when you adhere these, you want to make sure that you leave enough room, right? That'll kind of slightly overlap those pieces. So I don't think I told you exactly where to put them because that's a hard way for me to tell you exact. So lay those down, lay your waterfall on top, move it around and say, you know what, that looks pretty good. So, I guess I said from about a 1/4 inch from the left and right edges. About a 1/4 inch from the left and right edges there. So we'll turn this little guy over. And about a 1/4 inch-ish, right? About a 1/4 inch. There we go. And before I put this guy down, I'm just going to do a quick gut check. All right, I'm going to do a quick gut check to make sure that I've left myself enough room. So if we go about here, I think we're good. Pretty even. And then that little guy will go right there. All right, so there we go. We just adhered those two. Before we can adhere this, we need to do some work. Okay, we need to do some work before we can adhere this. And this is why. This is what we have going on here. We have a latch. So this little latch tucks under. We need to create our latch because it actually sits underneath this guy. It is secured underneath that waterfall. So here's my waterfall. Here's my little latch that's secured all the way underneath. So we've got to do our latch first. Our latch tucks under one of the pages in the waterfall to kind of keep it closed. We open up that little latch like that. We have this little pocket right here. We have this little door right here. That door is sitting on top of that waterfall piece. So we need to do lots of that work first before we can ever adhere our waterfall. All right. So latch, and you can see that here. I've kind of shown you this part. We'll be creating a latch here that will hold a door closed. Trim one of the 5.5 by 8.5 pockets. Okay, so we're back to what came from our book again. Trim one of our 5.5 by 8.5 pockets. This guy is a pocket. Okay, it came from our book. See, it's a pocket. It is. Hang on. It is 5.5 by 8.5. There are two. So we're going to trim one of these pieces to 6.5 inches tall, and we want to set it aside. So 6.5 inches tall. Don't worry about that part. We don't want to cut off. We want to keep this bottom part of the pocket because that's where our pocket is. Now, actually, I think I'm going to, even though I said I wasn't going to do this, sorry about the noise. I'm going to bring this guy back out because I'll be cutting through 2 layers here, right? It's a pocket. I'm cutting through 2 layers. So I want to trim this to 6.5 inches tall. Okay, 6.5 inches tall, and I'm setting that aside. Take the top piece left over and trim all the way across just below the notch. So we don't want that notch there. So I'm going to trim all the way across just below that little notch. All right, that is our latch. That is this guy, okay? That is our little latch right there. And it's kind of handy dandy because it has that little piece, that little kind of hinge for us that we're going to use to secure underneath the waterfall. All right, so we set that other guy aside. This is what we have left over. Score 3/4 inches along the edge opposite the tabbed edge. So this is our tabbed edge. This is the edge opposite. We want to score. I'm going to grab my score board. And I'm going to score 3/4 of an inch along our left edge. And that's a double layer, okay? Right? It was a pocket, so it is a double layer. It's kind of thick. I want to make sure to kind of bend that back and forth just so it's, really scored, okay? Apply double-sided tape to both sides of the tabbed edge, okay? This would be our tabbed edge. That was our little tab. We want to apply double-sided tape to that edge and that edge, the front and the back. So our double-sided tape. Not our scored edge, but our tabbed edge. You really want to use double-sided tape if you have it. It's one of the items I had on your supply list. All these interactive things that we're doing, we want to make sure to have double-sided tape because then it's nice and strong and sturdy, and then it will hold things for us. So we've just added our double-sided tape. Adhere 3 inches from the top to the back of one of the waterfall pieces, so the rest of the piece is facing the left of the waterfall. So this is what we're doing, okay? Here's our back of the waterfall. Here's the front. I want to do that. Okay, that's just going to create our little ledge. And it said 3 inches from the top. So that should be about 3 inches right there. Okay, so I won't take off both sides yet. I only want to take off the front side. Like that. And back of our waterfall, this piece facing the left, and we want that to go right about there. So that now when we fold that over, we have the nice kind of crease that's already there from that pocket that we just cut apart. So it's all scored and nice and ready to fold over like that. Okay, so that is our little latch. That is what that piece is. That's our little latch. Then adhere the waterfall piece with double-sided tape. So now we can take this off, but that is not enough tape to hold this whole guy in, right? So I'm actually going to come in with more double-sided tape. I really want to make sure that this piece is nice and secure. It's going to be pretty heavy. It's pretty heavy by the time you are adding all of your, it's pretty heavy when you are adding your photos and the cards and things like that. So I want to just give it a nice bit of secureness. If you have thicker score tape, like you might have 1-inch score tape or 2-inch score tape, 2-inch wide, you can go ahead and use something that's thicker so you're not, making so many strips. But if you don't have double-sided tape or score tape, that's okay. Use whatever adhesive you have, but definitely use the strongest that you have because this is going to be heavy, and we don't want it to, to fall off. We don't want your fun little piece here to fall off. So all I'm doing on the edges, I'm going to try to give myself a little bit of help by only revealing part of the edges. All right, so I've only revealed part. Now I have to do the insides because they're gonna stick. So I have to take the whole insides off, and actually revealing part of the edges is probably not really gonna help me at all, but that's okay. We'll talk about that, kind of why I revealed only part of the edges here in a sec. All right, we want this guy now. Make sure this guy's up. We don't want that folded under because it will stick. This guy is going to adhere right here, centered-ish, right? Centered-ish, top to bottom. I'm not quite right there. Oh, it's close enough, right? It's close enough. There we go. Now I can pull those out. It gave me a little bit of wiggle room. I don't know how much wiggle room it gave me, but it gave me a little bit of wiggle room in order to get that placed where I wanted it. All right, so there we go. There's our waterfall. Look, kind of looks like this guy, huh? Just we have a lot more to do to it now. Okay, adhere Halloween happenings and Halloween happenings. Oh, right here, right here. Halloween happenings. And stars die cut to open latch. There's my open latch. Where'd my stars die cut? I think it came off. I'm feeling a little bit of adhesive there. So I'm not, what did I have? Can we see it? Oh yeah, there they are. We had some of these little stars. So I had used my glue pen. Apparently that didn't, probably fell off when so many hands were looking at it, I imagine. So we want that, and we want Halloween happenings. Okay, so Halloween happenings. We are right here. And I thought it was a little boring, so then that's when I added my little stars. And we'll just use our little, used a glue pen for that. I think that's probably the easiest thing to use if you have a glue pen. All right, and then this little guy looks like it goes about right there. Hi, Beach Gal. Nice to see you. Home from yoga. Oh, I was just saying earlier, it'd probably do me a wonderful, world of good if I did yoga. Cooking dinner, listening, watching. You'll have to catch up later. You're good, hun. Hang out with us. Alrighty. So next up, we are closing the latch and adhering the 2x2 If You Dare card. All right. If you dare. It's one of our little 2x2 cards. Go to your little stack of those. Enter if you dare. And enter if you dare will go right there in the center. So obviously, I only want to add adhesive to the center, not the whole thing. Enter if you dare. Okay. And then we need that cute little kitty cat. So cute. Speaking of, I wonder where Reggie is. Usually when I'm in here, well, so Nick is out of town. He's on his way back right now. But usually when I am in here and I close the door, because if not, he jumps up on the table, but they're glass doors so I can see. He is not out there. Usually he's out the door just like looking at me like, hello, you locked me out. Why can't I come in? Okay, before we were talking about outlining, I mentioned that I outline everything and we'd be using primarily black, or I did when I was outlining, but sometimes if something was black, if it had a black background, I would be using white. So look at how much more that stands out when you have a little bit of white outline. And so I had suggested a white pen that I have on the website. I have two versions. They're both a Poshka brand, and it is a white paint pen. So kind of if you think about a can of spray paint, you know how you have to shake it up because it has a ball in the can? That's similar to what we're looking at here. So if you have a white pen that you are using, and I'm just going to show you this because I figured I might as well. I won't outline anything else white, but it just makes it pop so much. Now, sometimes I like to go over it again. Like if I want it to be a little bit more prominent, I will now come back over it again. And sometimes I may need to shake it in order to get some more ink flowing. Here's a little tip, friends. Don't shake it over a black space, because if you do that, some of that little white may tend to just come right out. All right, so that depends on how thick the paper is and how much it's like sucking up the moisture of the ink. But there we go. Just, I love that. Such a nice contrast. So bright, makes it so bright. All right. Okay, so next up, where are the instructions? All right, so we are done with page 2. We're now flipping to the top of page 3. We're going to create a door here that holds the waterfall closed. So that was the latch that holds the waterfall closed. But now we're going to create a door. And this would be the door. This little guy is a door. That's also a pocket. So here we go. Here's our door that holds the waterfall closed, and then the latch that holds the door closed. Okay. So we need the 4x4 pumpkin card, and we need one of the 4.5 by 4.5 black pockets. So the 4.5 by 4.5 black pockets, these also were part of your book. Also part of that really fun album that we're working with. Okay. So 4x4 pocket, we need our 4.5 by 4.5, we need our 4x4 pumpkin card. And that one would be here. Now, one of the optional items I had on your supply list was a 1.5-inch circle punch. So what I did, I came in with my 1.5-inch circle punch, and I punched a half circle. Okay, so I just did this. Just did a little punch right there, like that. And then this guy just kind of goes right about there, okay? So if you have a circle punch and you would like to do that, you could. Otherwise, you can just adhere it, and a little bit of it will go over the top of your little circle, your little notch in that pocket. Okay. Now what I won't do, because again, it takes a little bit of time, I won't do any more white outlining, but look at the difference. Look at how much that pops on that page as opposed to that. I mean, it's so cute. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's darling, but pops so much more with the white. All right, so now we have our, I gotta think about this for a minute. My brain has a very hard time working this way because I just put that, okay, I just put that on the wrong side. My instructions probably told us. So that the tab edge is facing the right. Yep. Tab edge facing the right, friends. Sorry about that. We want our tab edge facing the right. I just did that backwards, but I can pull that right back off. We want our tab edge facing the right because, hang on. Oh, because it folds under like this. Folds under like that. Then in here, the 4x4 Boo Crew to the back. I am, what I like to call myself, I am spatially challenged. When I look at things like that, sometimes it's hard for my brain to wrap itself around what it is doing. Okay, where is that? We need the Boo Crew. Where's the Boo Crew? Ah, guess what? It's not a 4x4 card. It's a 4x6 card that we need to trim down. So let's go ahead and trim an inch off of either edge. It's funny, and this one, there wasn't that much time in between when I actually designed it and then when I wrote the instructions. But when I get to something like that, I'm like, oh, that's a 4x4 card. So 1 inch off the left and right edge of our 4x6 Boo Crew card. So we do end up cutting a little bit of our little friend there off, but that's all right. That's okay. Our little friends. Although I will tell you, one of those guys is not my friend, and it's this guy. I don't know, he freaks me out. I think his little eyes for some reason just freak me out a little bit, so that's all right. Little half circle there. And then that will go now on that back side. Like so. All right, so now we want to take this piece and we want to apply our double-sided tape to the tabbed edge of the pocket. So both edges, okay, we need our double-sided tape on both sides of the tab. Too many things. Too many things. Okay, a little bit right there. And a little bit right here. And we are adhering it to the top waterfall page, 1/2 inch from the bottom of the page. So the Boo Crew sits on top. So it is right here. This is our top waterfall page. We're adhering it like this. So the Boo Crew sits on top. I don't want this here. Sorry about that. I only wanted that on the back side. Going to peel that off. It's making a little bit of a mess. If yours did that, I have a solution. You can grab this piece. This was a piece that we had left over. Remember at the very beginning, we trimmed, when we were trimming for this, we trimmed that little piece right off. So if you just did what I did and it looks kind of weird there, we can cover it up with that little piece that we had left over. So we'll just do that. No one will be any wiser. No one will even have a clue that we did that. Wow. I know some of you were like, why is she then adhering it on that? My goodness, Lael. Ay, 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 ay. We want it on this side. This side. Goodness. Heavens to Betsy. Heavens to Betsy. All right, there we are. All right, so all of that to say, we did not want our adhesive on this side. We just want it on the pumpkin side. And we are adhering this guy to this edge about 1/2 inch from the bottom of the page. So the Boo Crew sits on top. Okay, just like that. About 1/2 inch from the bottom of the page. All right. So there we are. And when we close that, that guy is closing over the top, just like that. Okay, now your little latch here, your latch only goes underneath that first page, okay? We only want it to go underneath that first page of our waterfall, so it will hold that down like so. All right, now I'm gonna grab my little bone folder here and just give that a little bit of help. A little bit of help to stay closed. To lay flat. Okay. Are we good, friends? We good? Okay. Waterfall, page 1 front. This is our waterfall. This is page 1 of our waterfall. What we have here on page 1 of our waterfall is another door. So this is a door that hinges from the top, opens from the bottom. It's a dog door. So we have to do, well, we've got to do our first page and then add our dog door. So that's what you see here. You see it closed. You see it lift up. That's the dog door lifting up. And then when we lift it up, our little tags open right there. So there's lots of little interactive things happening there. So to the first page, we need a 4x6 striped piece for the base. That would be one of these little guys. 4x6 striped piece. So that will go right there, centered-ish, top to bottom. Like so. Then we need the black label die cut, right there, and the cat sticker. Now, that white block is a photo. That means those two pieces are sitting on top of my photo, which means I am not going to add those two pieces now because my photo needs to go down first. So after you add your photo, you can come back and add your label, your die cut label and the little black cat mug sticker. We need the Halloween journal element. We need this little guy, okay? And that would be right here. That is the door that we're going to create. So we want to score 1/2 inch from the top of this piece. We will turn it over, put our adhesive there, and then we will adhere it right to the top here, right to the top of our waterfall. So grab that out. We want 1/2 inch from the top. It is 6 1/4 inches, so I'm scoring at 5 3/4. I prefer 1/2 inch anytime I do scoring because I find that I use 1/4 inch score tape and it makes it really easy to put that down. Notice where I'm putting this. I did not fold this under. If I fold this under, I'm not going to be able to read it. I'm leaving it flat, I turn it over, and I put my double-sided tape right there. Okay, then this guy is going to get adhered to the top center of that waterfall, okay? Top centered-ish. So now we have a little door that opens up. Now, in order for it to be right side up here, when we open it, all of our ghosts, they're not upside down, they're just in a flying pattern that flies. They're flying in circles and they just happen to be flying at the bottom of the circle right now, okay? But they are upside down, so we want to put something there to kind of cover them up. What we're putting there to cover them up is our 2 connected tags. So when we were cutting our tags, we left 2 connected. We left more than 2 connected. Did we leave more than 2 connected? What did I do? Did I leave the wrong 2 connected, my friends? I did. I left the wrong 2 tags connected. Well, there's that one, and what was that? I think I told us to leave the right things connected. I just don't think I left them connected. I was probably talking too much. I did the wrong ones. All right. So that's all right. I can fix it. So what I'm going to do here, this was a door, right? They were connected. And so they were connected and they opened like that, but that doesn't matter. It's okay if they're not connected because I'll just create a hinge for one. There we go. And there we go. So what I will do is I will score the edge of that card. Left edge. I just rotated it so it'd be easier for me to get to. Score the edge of that card. So I don't think you're doing this with me. I don't think you have to do any of this because I'm fairly certain our instructions told us to keep those connected, and then I just cut the wrong ones apart. So if you followed my cutting instead of the diagram and did what I did, this is all we're gonna do. We're just going to do part of that. I want that side down. So that side is going down right there. So I can do a little bit of journaling there. And then this one will go right along the bottom there. So same thing, same effect. These were just connected and those were disconnected. All right, put that back down, put this back down, and the only other thing that we need before we're done with this last little one is a little sticker that says Boo to You. Boo to You is right there along the left edge, and that will just go right there. So a little bit of room for journaling there, a little bit of room for journaling there. We could do a little photo or a Halloween quote or something there. Our photo here. Then when we close that up, the door goes down, the pocket closes, and then the latch closes it all. And again, the latch only goes through that top piece that we just created, okay? Because if it tries to go all the way through, it will never hold it closed. All right, there we go. Now we are ready for the next piece. So next piece, let me look, 8 o'clock, 6:30 to 9:30. All right, what I'm going to have us do, I am going to skip this top one. Your instructions tell you what to add and show you what to add. So basically, I have just to that top one, basically this was our page one. This is now waterfall page one back. We've added a couple of die cuts and a couple of stickers. So those will be easier for you guys to add. If you want to pause right now and add those, you can, but it tells you Wicked Details Journal Element, Witch Please, Candy Corn Stars, you've got all the pieces there. So I'm going to skip that. We're going to now move to Waterfall Page 2 Front. That is this guy. Waterfall Page 2 Front is one of our 4x6 diamond pieces. So 4x6 diamonds would be right here. Okay, so page 2 front, I am doing our 4x6 diamond piece. That will go right there. And that's actually all I can do with that one right now because I have added a photo and a sticker. What we can do is this little side tab. So see that little side tab? Right there, it says date on one side. It's a little circle that says date. On the back side, it says today. So we're looking for these two. Date and today, because those are actually under that photo. So we're just doing a little sandwich. So date can go right there. I did have the side of that green lining up, or black, whatever that is, lining up with the edge of my waterfall page. And then I will turn that over to the back side and add today. Now with today, I have to rotate it. And then those will just line right up there together nicely. But you'll add your photo and then add a couple of stickers later, and your instructions will tell you and show you what to add. Now we're moving to the top. This is waterfall page 2 back. So it's the back of page 2 of the waterfall. And we need our pumpkin vine piece, one of our pumpkin vine 4x6s. So that will go right there. You will adhere your photo over the top of that. And then you will add a journal element, a journal die cut, and then 2 little stickers. So your instructions will tell you and show you to add the photo, your crow banner. So your little crow banner, it's one of these little banner pieces that has the crow on it, this little guy. And then it will tell you to add a spooktacular sticker and then a little candy cane. Okay, so now we're on page 3, waterfall front. We need a 4x6 black and orange polka dot piece. So that would be the opposite side of our stripe. This here, we're putting a black and orange polka dot. Really, you guys, anytime I am using one side, you have the option of using the other side. So any of this, if you're like, oh, I'd rather use this other side here, then you know you're fine because I'm using the other side. You don't have to worry that you're doing something that might mess it up later. And on that guy, that is all we can do there because there's our photo. So your waterfalls are pretty much all about adding a 4x6 piece of paper, adding your photo, and then adding a couple stickers or journal bits on the back of on top of the photo. So this one's gonna have your little monster sticker, a bat banner, so it's one little piece, your little bat banner, and then a sticker on top that says love your bones. Love your bones. All right, we are now moving to the top of page 4. We have waterfall page 3 back. This one, all we're doing is we're adhering one of our 3x4 cards that says when witches go riding. When witches go riding and black cats are seen, the moon laughs and whispers, 'tis near Halloween. So that little guy just goes right about there, maybe about an inch from the bottom. And then you have your cute little pumpkin trio going right on top of that. Okay. Now we are at waterfall page 4 front. We need a 4x6 plaid piece. Try to keep all these things in somewhat order, right? 4x6 plaid piece. Aha. Those are the cats. Okay, so don't worry, we'll be using the cats. I promise you we'll be using the cats. But I didn't use the cats right here because the cats are all facing a different direction than we want them to face. So I'm using the plaid. We'll have plenty of time to use our cats facing forward. So that's just getting centered. On this one, we won't be adding anything more because I have added 2 photos. That ink journal bit. There's that little journal bit right there. And then a sticker on the bottom of the photo that says you cast a spell on me. So again, your instructions will tell you those things and then you'll also be able to see the picture. So you'll see exactly kind of what was done right there. Alrighty, we are now ready for waterfall page 4 back. On this one, we are adhering a 4x6 floral piece. That is one of those guys. That will go right there. And again, that's all we can do on that guy because we're adding a photo. So you'll add your photo. You'll add a circular, that would be oval, Lael, not circular. You'll add the circular on its side, squeezed like an egg. You'll add the oval little banner piece right there, label, with a, with a flower die cut. Wow. With the flower die cut on top, and then at the bottom, this is my costume. That's funny, my mind just went, I don't even know where it went, but it was not here with us. Okay, last one. This would be waterfall page 5. We need the 4x6 bats piece. So 4x6 bats piece, I think, where is it? Oh, I bet I know where it is. Oh, not yet. Time for vitals. Okay, Pamela, let's hope that they're good vitals for you. We're sending good vital vibes your way. Where's my bats piece? Are they here? Oh, they are. Okay. So, these are 4x6 bats pieces. The one that I adhered here is, usually I'm really good about telling us what I did there. That one would be, it's pink. Okay, that one would be this guy. Okay, it's facing the wrong direction for us to use, so we're going to use the bats. And I say bats because look at, do you see those are little bats that make up those cute little squares? Isn't that fun? All right. That one goes right there. And then you'll be adding a photo and a couple more stickers. So instructions will tell you add your photo and a couple more stickers. Guess what? We are done with that whole left side of our project now. So we close everything, 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 everything. And remember, our little latch is going over just that first page of the, it's going over the first page of our waterfall. All right, now we're ready to move on. Okay, so we are now the center section. Okay, we're working on the center section. So the center section, hang on. We're doing this part right now. You know what we might as well do? We might as well get these two like side windows done, all right? You know, like in your house, sometimes you have doors that have like the little side windows. We'll put the little side windows down. Those side windows are these two pieces that we cut, okay? They're those two guys. Let me just look at something really quick. I think I tell us to do that at the very end. I called those the inside left and right spines. So those are the inside spines. So we'll go ahead and put those down. Now, obviously, you have a choice. I used kind of the gray, the diamond side. But if you wanted to use the polka dot side, you could. Alrighty, now we're ready for the center section. Joe said, gotta go, dinner's calling, love you, Lil, can't wait to finish this amazing cute album. Thank you, Joe, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Enjoy your dinner. All right, so now we have our center section. Our center section is this thing. Wait, where is it? It's in my stack over here. I called this a quad fold, okay? This is why. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? It's quad, it has 4 pieces. So this is the quad fold. Your quad fold, the top sits on top, your top piece, and then it opens, and then your bottom piece sits on the bottom. So you'll notice, or at least the way that I did it, you know that it is not right side up. I guess both of them overlap, so it doesn't really matter which one is which, but you just want that to be overlapping. Top will overlap bottom. That is going to end up going right there. So we are center section, and here the quad fold piece. So the top covers the bottom, then the left page covers the right. So top covers the bottom, then the left page covers the right page. All right, so let's go ahead and add a little bit of our double-sided tape again. So we have something nice and strong to hold that in. So I've turned that over. This is the back side. I say that because with the black and the lighting, you lose a lot of the definition, right? It's hard for you to see. It may be hard for you to see. I just want to make sure it's really clear that I did turn that over to the back side. Okay, top, bottom, left, right. And that is just getting adhered right in the center-ish. Okay, there we go. Now we need our center, top, and bottom doors closed. So they're closed. We need the two 5-inch wide by 4-inch tall ghost pieces. So we're right here. We're adding our ghost pieces. There they are. And they will be centered-ish, right? They're centered-ish on both of those little parts. Now, when it comes to this project and adding your photos, here's the deal. Adam, I mean, not everyone adds photos to their projects. I've learned that way. I've learned that. So if you don't want to add them, that's totally okay. But this could be from a particular Halloween, or this could be like a whole bunch of Halloweens. This could be your favorite photos of your grandkids dressed up in Halloween. This from multiple Halloweens. This could be favorite photos of your kids from multiple Halloweens, or maybe school. At school, you're a teacher and you dress up for Halloween. You and your fellow teachers dressed up. It doesn't have to be one particular Halloween. So you have room for so many photos in here. All right, so there we go. There's our top piece and our bottom piece. Then we want to take the spooky shelf die cut. That would be this. And we want to turn it over and just apply our adhesive along the top. All right, just along the top, because we want that to go right there. So it's adhered to the top door, but it's totally open on the bottom, right? We're just kind of giving it a little bit of extra fun to, a little bit of extra fun decoration while it's closed. All right. I added one little bat sticker there. I thought it just looked kind of plain. So I just took a little bat sticker. Looks like I picked the bigger of the two. And then that just goes kind of right in the center there. Okay. All right. Center, top, and bottom doors open. There are top and bottom doors open. So this is where we are using our two pieces of the diamond paper. Okay, so those will both go right there. Those are both 5 by 4. Okay, so those will go right along the top and bottom open doors. Like so. Now on your top door, I have spelled the word boo, added a little single pumpkin, a bat, and the trick or treat stickers. So I am not going to do those right now. Basically, you're just adding stickers, and you can add stickers later. So we will not do that top part right now, unless you'd like to pause and do it and then start again when you're ready. We will just do the little pieces on that bottom door. So we need 2 of our journal elements. We need this one that says Happy Halloween. That is the cutest thing ever. I love that so much. So cute. And then we need this guy. Okay, our little moon. Now, if you wanted, you could do a little bit of journaling right there. It might also be fun to put a little quote there. And then you have your room for journaling on that piece as well. So let's go ahead and this guy, we are adhering to the bottom door. Let me see if I can't move this up a bit so you guys can see. So this guy is getting adhered to the bottom door about what did I do? About a 1/4 inch, it looks like, from the left edge of the diamond paper. And then this little guy over here along the right edge. You will find I did not really use any pop dots or foam squares on the inside of the project, just because with all the layers. There's a lot of stuff going on, especially when you're adding your photos. So I was a little bit hesitant to add any kind of pop dots or dimensional foam adhesive on the inside of the project, just because I didn't want it to get too big that when you go to try to close the book, that all the, you know, dimensional adhesive, your foam squares or pop dots, made it a little bit hard. So you'll find I did not really add any foam squares anywhere inside. All right, so next up we have the center left door closed. That would be this guy. Center left door closed. And for the center left door closed, we need this piece. Is the back of the ghosties. So that will go right there, centered. That is the left door closed. So left door closed. And I didn't end up putting anything on that. I really liked that pattern, and I thought it might just be fun as you kind of open up to have that. Obviously, if you want to put photos there or something on there, you totally could. All right, open door and adhere. We're here. We're over here. Open door and adhere the cat piece, the 4 3/4 by 8 cat piece. We have 2 of those. So 4 3/4 by 8 cat piece goes right there. If cats aren't your thing, then you could use the plaid side up. So that one gets centered right there. Then I created 2 photo mats. And I created my photo mats out of, hang on. 4-inch wide by 3.5-inch tall candy corn pieces. I have a feeling, yep, those are from our 4x4 squares. So it was this one of those guy, that guy. I love bats, or freaking bats is that one, and we need to trim it. And this one was part of, I didn't put this in our instructions. I didn't tell you it was on the back side. So that was one of the, it was one of these guys that we had left connected. So this guy. All right, so these pieces, we need to trim down. We have that guy and we have this guy. We need to trim them down to 4 inches wide by 3.5-inch tall. So they're too tall. They're already 4, so we just need 3.5 tall. I really shouldn't be doing this, cutting like this on top of the project, but oh well. Don't have enough room anymore. 3.5 tall, and this one is also 3.5 tall. And they will be going right here as my cute little photo mats. Like so. And like so. Then you'll add your photos, and instructions will tell you to add a couple of stickers. So you're adding 2 word strip stickers, and then on either side you're adding little candy corn. So that is the left page done. That is center left door open. Now we have the center right door. This is the center right door. Here we are adding the 4x4 skeleton card and then a photo. So our little 4x4 skeleton card, so cute. It's just waving to us. That is in the center. And then you'll add your photo above it. Then when we open up, we have 2 more sides. There's so much stuff in here. 2 more sides. We have the center right door. So this is on the left-hand side. Oh, wait. That was center right door. you know what's funny? I mean, not funny. I don't think I told us this one. I don't think in the instructions I told us what to do here. Oh, I did. Open door and adhere 4 3/4 by 8 cap piece. There we go. All right. That piece goes right there. This one was an interesting one to try to write the instructions for, because you've got so many doors and waterfalls and fronts and backs and centerpieces and, all right. So there we have that. Adhere cap piece, adhere Happy Halloween die cut and photo. So photo, our little Happy Halloween die cut is that little guy. That one will go right up there, and then you'll add your little photo below. Now we're ready for the center, our 5 by 8 black and orange polka dot piece. And that one is it that guy? Turn it over. 5 by 8.5. Let me just double check. That is the one. So it's a little bit bigger. Instruction says 5 by 8, but the one we have is 5 by 8.5, and that's the one that we want because that center piece is a little bit larger. So we'll go ahead and, I think I'm almost out of my adhesive here. Adhere that piece in the center. Like so. And 4 by 6 pumpkins piece. That is one of those guys. 4 by 6 pumpkin piece goes right up there, centered. And then below that, we have one of our little journal bits. And that goes right underneath there. And then you'll add your photo to the center of that. All right. So there we go. Moving right along. Right side, left side, bottom, top. And you're good. Jody 1581, hello there. Just got here, so I'll just finish watching and do it later, but I'm excited to make the book. Thank you, Lil. Thank you, Jody 1581. We've been having fun. We have been having fun. There's been no ahas yet, so that's good. That's always good when there are no ahas. All right, friends, we're now done with the center part of our project, which means we're ready to move on to the right side, which is our other waterfall piece. Now, there is a lot going on here in this other side, so I want to show you what's happening, and then we will build it. There's a lot going on. Again, when I first kind of opened up the book, and I thought, wow, this could be really simple, but I don't want it to be simple because you guys would be like, really? That's all you did was you put a waterfall down, a center quad piece, and you called it good? We can't do that, right? So we had fun over here doing our little kind of left-hand latch and door that opens, and the door and the door and all the doors, right? So we did that on the left side. So we have to do something equally as fun on the right side. So on the right side, what we have, let me start easy. There's the waterfall, okay? So there's the waterfall, and we know how to do the waterfall because we did the waterfall on the other side. But then we have not one of our pocket pieces, but we have two. So when I say pocket pieces, we have these things, right? We have these things left over that are our little pocket pieces here, right? We had this one left that we used on the, did we use that already in the first one? I don't remember. Anyhow, we'll get there. So here's our waterfall. Here is one of these pockets, okay? This is like one of these pockets here that we're going to trim down. There's one pocket. We're also making another pocket on the pocket with some tags that sit inside. And then on the back side of the pocket, we also have another pocket. And then we have another pocket here. So there's lots of things going on, which we'll get ready to build. So let's see what we have. Skeleton pocket fold out. That's this guy. Okay, that's this first guy is the skeleton pocket fold out. we'll be creating a pocket fold out here that holds the waterfall closed using the tall pocket cut earlier along with the second tall pocket. Okay, the tall pocket that we cut earlier along with the second tall pocket. Now, I have, what's going on with mine? I think mine has come oh, there it is. It just, it has come unadhered. So, this was the tall pocket that we had, that we cut this piece off of. Remember when we cut this piece off of the top and we set our tall pocket off to the side? This is what we have left. All right, this guy, we are going to trim our second Paul Tucket. We're trimming our second Let me try that one more time. We are trimming our second tall pocket. Okay, it is still tall. We have 3 pockets left. All right, we have 3 pockets left. We have a little shorty, which the shorty I did not use, so I'm going to put that off to the side. Then we have this piece left over from what we cut earlier. And then we have this piece. So we are cutting here our second tall pocket to 5.5 inches tall. Okay? Our second tall pocket, we are trimming to 5.5 inches tall. We want to trim from the top. So 5.5 inches tall. Like that. That is now garbage. Paul Tucket, I know. Paul Tucket. Say that. Say tall pocket like 8 times fast. Tall pocket, tall pocket, tall pocket. Paul Tucket. That was hilarious. That took me like 4 times to say that. Pamela, I'm doing it all for you, just to keep you entertained, to keep your mind away from the pain. Okay. All right, here we go. Here is our second tall pocket, the one we just cut. It is now 5.5 inches tall. We want to adhere the 4.5 by 4.5 polka dot piece so that the tabbed edge is facing right. Okay, tabbed edge facing right. We want the 4.5 by 4.5 polka dot piece. So that is that guy. Where is he? Four and a half by 4.5 polka dot piece. That is going to go right there. Now, eventually, I came back in and I repunched the top of that. The reason I repunched the top of that, I didn't like this little tiny thing. That just seemed like too little itty bitty to me. I didn't like that little itty bitty. So, facing right, let's come in and punch that. Actually, we probably want to put this on first so we know that we have enough room. Go ahead and put this here like that, and then we'll do our little punch. All right. Adhere polka dots to the tab, just facing the right, then adhere photo. All right, photo on top of that. Set the skeleton tag on top of the cream shipping tag. Excuse me. Cream shipping tag. That was loose in your kit. We want to lay our skeleton tag, this guy, lay our skeleton tag on top of the cream shipping tag. Set the monster tag on the back. Where are you, monster tag? Here we are. Monster tag on the back. So, skeleton on the front, monster on the back. So, like that. Monster, skeleton. Tie the 3 tags together in a bow with yellow twine, which tells me in order to tie them together, I need to punch a hole first. So we'll come in and punch a hole in these 2 tags. All right, skeleton in the front and monster in the back facing forward like that. Lay them all on top of each other. Tie the 3 tags together in a bow with yellow twine. So yellow twine we have in our kit. You have a yard of yellow twine. We're using the yellow twine in 2 places. So we are tying a bow through these tags. Then also later we'll be taking some other tags and just creating a little like twine at the top of the tag. So that is probably, let's see how long we want that to be. We want this to be, let's make that 8, 10 inches. 12 inches, let's make it 12 inches. That'll give us plenty. So let's cut off 12 inches. You have a yard, so we're taking a third of it. Taking a third of it, and we are taking the 12 inches, setting it off to the side. Now we have all that's left here to do our bow. So you have plenty for your bow. Plenty, plenty. All right, there we are. We have those 3 together, and we will string our twine through there. I'm not going to measure. I'll just waste whatever I don't need because I don't want to mess with that right now. But if you'd like to have some extra twine, then I'd say, I don't know, it depends on how big you want your bow to be. If you had we had 24 inches left. I'd say if you did, I don't know, look at how much you have left. So you could probably cut it to, I don't know, maybe 16, and then you'd still have a good amount left. Now we'll just snip those little guys. Whoopsie. There we go. All right, there's our little bow. Now what I did with my bow, once I got it tied, I took a little bit of liquid adhesive and put a little dab there, a little dab there, a little dab there, and a little dab there so that my bow doesn't move around a lot. It still looks nice and cute. It won't get all floppy, right? Okay, so turn the pocket over, then insert in pocket so skeleton tag sits on top of pocket. All right, so this guy was in here like this. Skeleton sits on top of the pocket, so we'll do this one. So our skeleton sits on top of the pocket, like that, all right? Turn pocket over, adhere 4.5 by 4.5 floral piece and photo. Okay, so this is where we are right now. There's our 4.5 by 4.5 floral piece. That guy right there. And a photo. So it's all we're doing there. If you wanted, you could have your little monster part of the tag also sticking over the front. So basically the only thing that is in the pocket is that big, the larger cream tag. Everything else can sit on top of the pocket if you'd like. Okay, on top of our Paul Tucket. On top of our Paul Tucket. Okay, there we go. Woo! Okay, top of page 6. Top of page 6. I definitely made this right half more involved than the left half. All right, take the remaining part of the tall pocket that you cut at the beginning or the left section of the book and face the tabbed edge towards the left. This is what we have that's left over, okay? This is our pocket that we had left, and somehow mine is no longer adhered here. So give me a sec, I'm going to adhere this again because it is not adhered anymore. So the pocket is not going to be a pocket any longer. The pocket won't be a pocket. Things will fall out of it. I mean, yours should still be adhered. For some reason, mine's just not. Okay, there we go. All right. Take the remaining part of the tall pocket that you cut at the beginning for the left section of the book and face the tab edge towards the left. Tab edge towards the left. Apply double-sided tape along both sides of tabbed edge of skeleton pocket and adhere 1 inch from bottom of tall pocket so the floral side is facing up. All right, this is what we have going on here. We are doing this. Okay, we're just adhering that right there. Okay, here's the tab on our large pocket that we cut at the left side. Here's the tab also on the left. We're adhering that to that so that when it closes over, that's on top. All right? Whee! Okay, we need our double-sided, but we're only putting our adhesive on this side, on the polka dot side with the skeleton, because that is going to adhere right there. Are we hanging in there, guys? If it is late in the evening for you, I don't know, maybe it's early even in the evening and you're like, oh my gosh, don't feel like you have to continue to hang out. If you would rather, you can certainly finish up later. And adhere 1 inch from the bottom. All right, so about 1 inch from the bottom. So the tall 1 inch from the bottom so that the floral side is facing up. Okay, we got it. We're good. We totally know what we're doing. Adhere the 4x6 pink polka dot card to the top of the pocket. All right, this guy. This is what we're doing now. This little part right here, okay? That little part right there. We're building another pocket here. We need the 4x6. Where is that? Oh, the bucru on the back. Hang on. What the heck is that? I think that I have where the heck? Hang on, friends. I have to orient myself to where that is. Oh, we left one of these connected, right? Okay, where is it? Where is it? I think my brain is done for the day, huh? We'll find it. It's here somewhere. I know. Jody's like, I'm glad I'm not the only one who loses the pieces. Hang on. We know it's here because I had it. I had it at some point, right? So where is, let me look at our cutting instructions again to see where that came from. See, the bucru, that was not it. It was from the polka dots. And the polka dots are part of the 3x4s. Which ones did we leave together? The Monster and Haunted House cards connected. So where are those? Monster and Haunted House. I hate it when I do this, you guys. I apologize. Like, what did I do? The Monster and the Haunted House. All right. So here are the Monster and the Haunted House cards that were connected, that I told us to keep connected, that I just cut apart. I'm sure I was just having fun and chatting about whatever, and I cut those two apart. But I'm not worried because this is what's happening to them. They are going right here. Okay, they are going right there. Hang on. Yeah. No, I'm very confused. I know you don't usually want to hear the teacher say that, but just hang on. Oh yeah. All right, so it's these guys. It is these guys. They were connected, but I unconnected them. So what I'm doing, they're going up here. So I'm just going to put both of them up there. And then things go in the pocket so you don't see, we really won't see that little slice in the middle. So if you did what I did, don't continue to do, well, if you did what I did, follow with me. But if you didn't, you have one piece and you're like, Lael, I don't know what your problem is because I'm totally fine. So we're doing this and I'm gonna overlap them because they're a little bit wide. Like that. And like that, and we'll never be the wiser. No one will even know we did that. There we go. So that is the top part of a pocket. We're building a pocket on top of the pocket. Now we need this card. That is one of our 4x6s. And this guy is going right here. Now he's too wide, so we need to trim part of him down. He needs to be 5.5. So I just cut from this edge. So it needs to be 5.5 inches wide. I think what I need is a sip of water. I think I'm low on hydration, so my brain is not functioning. All right, here we go. This needs to be 5.5 inches wide, so we're going to come in and trim 1/2 inch off of that left edge. This guy will go right here. Now, because it's a pocket, this is a little slash pocket. So it is lower on the left side than it is the right side, and it's all open here, so we can put things in the pocket. So what we want to do to create that slash pocket, we are going to measure 2.5 inches from the bottom left of this, make a mark, draw a line, or just use our trimmer up to that corner. So 2.5 inches. I can take this. 2.5 inches is going to be right here. I know my ruler. Okay, so I measured 2.5 inches up the left edge. And I'm going to trim from there all the way up to the right corner. If you feel better using a pencil and drawing a line and then cutting, you could do that, but that's what I just did, okay? So because it is a pocket, I want to only put my adhesive along the sides and the bottom, and then that will go right there, and then I can put things into my pocket. Woo! If my fan wasn't on, I'd probably be sweating at this point. Okay. Sweating, trying to figure out what the heck I did. I do think it's because we kept it together, and then I think I was talking and I'm like, oh, there's one more piece I should cut. Wasn't paying enough attention. All right, so this little guy now will go along the bottom. And there is our little pocket. Like so. Oopsie. Well, didn't get quite enough over. There we go. All right. Now, I punched a half circle here. Let's see what happens when we get all the way over here. All right, we're okay. So let's go ahead and grab our circle punch. And do our little half circle here. Maybe. All right, that's too many layers. Whee! All right, there we go. Okay, let's see where we are. Turn piece over, apply adhesive to the sides and the bottom to create another pocket that opens from the top. Adhere photos to the 4x6 orange pumpkin and black and orange polka dot pieces and insert in the pocket. So we have this. There's that guy and that little guy. So what I'm gonna have you do right now is just tuck those pieces in the pocket, and then later you can trim them down if you need based on the size of your photo. All right, where's our guy? Where is my pieces now are everywhere as I was trying to figure out what the heck I did. Oh, that's fine. I remember. That goes in there, so it's gonna be a little too tall right now, but I'll wait and trim that down when I know for my photo. And then that is this little guy. So that also goes in there, but way too tall. So I did trim him down, trimmed him down to about four and 3/4. But that one you may decide to wait till you have your photo, but that's what that was. That was a 4 3/4. That goes right in there. Okay. Polka dot pocket back. That would be this guy. Trim 1/2 inch from the left and right edges of the 4x6 Happy Halloween card. Happy Halloween card. So this is what we have going on now back here. This is another pocket, okay? That's another pocket. So that guy is right on the back side of here. Now it's too wide, so I need to trim 1/2 inch from the left and the right edges. This one is a little, space-wise, is a little bit harder. Oh, hang on. I've lost my mind, friends. 1/2 inch from the left and right edges. I just went too much. I have Happy Halloween. Oh, okay. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Here we go. Happy Halloween. Okay. I think that was a 1/4 inch. So there we go. 1/4 inch. That little guy fits there. And what I'm going to do with this guy, that is, since it's a pocket, that's where I'm going to put the adhesive. Golly, guys, I think I got ahead of myself. I think I just got way ahead of myself. All right, it's okay. We got it. We got it. This will go right over here to the very edge. And then this will go here. And then this is our pocket. So in the rest of this, I want to put, oopsie, that's too thin. I want to put this here along the bottom. And then I'll put just a little strip right here because we still need that to hold down. Okay. I am on this just going to reveal a little bit of that adhesive. Okay, just a little bit. And then that way it gives me some wiggle room as I go to put this down because I want to try to line that up. Gives me a little bit of wiggle room. And I'm good there, and now I can just pull this out. And that little guy's. All right, there's our pocket. So another pocket. In that other pocket, we now need open in here photo to 4x6 pumpkins piece. We've got another one of these. Here's our little 4x6 pumpkins piece. That will also go in the pocket. And then lay the Life is Beautiful die cut tag on top of the plaid and ghost tags. So plaid and ghost tags. Plaid and ghost tags. Ghost and plaid, where are you? They're connected. They don't need to be connected. Trim off their little corners. Punch the holes. And we're going to take the pink Life is Beautiful tag, and that is actually coming from your journal, your little journal bits, not like with the paper, not the 12x12 paper that we cut. So here's this tag. It already has the hole in it. So I lay all three of those tags on top of each other. And then I'm going to take the rest of the twine that we had left, and I will loop. So I just fold it in half. My loop is going through the back. It doesn't really matter. You can have your loop through the front or the back, whichever way you want. Pull that up and then pull your little tails in the back through the loop. And there we go. And then that is going into your back pocket, that Halloween pocket. So that looks a little odd right now. Actually, it's supposed to be that way. That's why it looks really odd. Like that. And then those little guys will go in there, and then you've got your photo there. Woo! Okay. Jody1581, I love what she just commented on. She said, it's okay. It helps people like me that is fairly new to this, that things can be fixed and it's okay, right? That one, nobody even has a clue that we cut that a little too short. If you followed with me and cut that a little too short, it's okay. We just put it down. No one will ever even know, or they'll think there's another little crease there for some reason. So, yes, that's a good perspective to have. There's not a lot that we can't do to fix something if we make a little boo-boo like that. And it happens, right? Just because I'm going to say because I'm the expert in this scenario, just because, you know what I mean? I'm not the expert, but just because I'm the expert doesn't mean I don't make mistakes, right? We all make mistakes, and we just got to go, oh, okay, well, we got to roll with it. That's what we do. All right. Fold this skeleton pocket on top of the polka dot pocket. And then open, fold towards left so that the blank section is on the right. What the heck, what? All right, we'll just look at what I did. This was, I know when I was trying to write, I'm like, what in the heck am I even talking about? I don't even know. Okay, so what I have done, I have taken all of this, this goes here. So this is folding this way, and this is folding this way. All right, so we have our little skeleton on top. Opens up, we have a monster. We have our tag this way, or our little pocket this way. Our little tab is right there, okay? And then when we turn that whole piece over, we have that. We want to fold the tab under, okay? We're gonna fold the tab under, and it is this folded part right there that we wanna put our adhesive on. Okay, because it is going to adhere. See how it's adhering right to that little right inside spine? This is going to adhere like this. All right, so it's going to adhere right there. And then we'll deal with our little center fold over here. Okay, so that piece we want to, did I ever tell us to do that? I don't think I did. Well, that's what we need to do. So right there is our piece. I am putting my double-sided tape right there. Holding that down. And then that piece is about centered-ish top to bottom. Okay, it's centered-ish top to bottom. So if I do that, right like that. One of the things that we did not do yet, let's grab this little guy. That little sticker is going right there. Okay, so it just kind of sits right on the edge of that. Woo! All right, if we were all together right now, we'd stand up and give ourselves a huge round of applause because that was a lot. That whole interactive thing, we did so much there, right? Look at, we took nothing and made a pocket, some tags. We made another pocket with some pieces, and then we made another pocket with some pieces that go in the pocket. So adding all that fun interactive just gives us so much more room for what's important, which is our photos. Woo! Okay, now we're in the home stretch. And the home stretch is the easy part because basically now we have our waterfall on the right. And we don't have all this craziness like we did over here on top because we did all this craziness. So waterfall, we're gonna start out waterfall doing the exact same thing that we did in the front. We are going to take our other two pieces. So those other two pieces, and we know that we want to, before we center our second waterfall piece, we know we want to make sure that we leave enough room on either side of our stripes. So let's go ahead and get those adhered. They are about 1/4 inch-ish from the edge, okay? So about 1/4 inch-ish from, well, the edge, the insert, the inside right there, and then the outside. I'm gonna pull this a little bit more closer to me, just so I can see what I'm doing. And then that will go right there. And again, for that one, we want to use our double-sided tape. So this one I am teaching in person one time. I'm teaching this one in person one time next weekend at a retreat. So it's a smaller size, so it's good. I'll be able to walk around and help everybody. All right. And now that I've taught it once, I'm like, oh yeah, I know exactly what I did. Alrighty, we're about 9 o'clock, guys, so we should finish. We'll for sure, well, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock my time. I live mountain time. I live in Utah, so 9 o'clock my time. So we should finish probably right around 9:30, if not a little bit earlier than that. All right, so there we go. We just did our little side windows or our side lights, and we're now ready to work on our waterfall. So this is waterfall page 1 front. We need the haunted house card. Waterfall page 1 front, haunted house card is going to go right in the center. Like so. Let me kind of, well, I don't even know if I'll be able to get this in. I'll try to put it over here so we can kind of see as we go. All right, moving on to the top of page 7. Waterfall page 1 back. Adhere Monster Journal Element and the Hey Ghoul sticker. Hey Ghoul, hey Ghoul. Monster Element, that little guy will go right there. And then Hey Ghoul, little sticker goes right there. I know, Jody said, I wonder if you'll say Paul Talk It then. I'll tell him, oh my gosh, you guys, I had the hardest time speaking. I kept saying Paul Talk It, Paul Talk It. All right, there you go. Hey Ghoul. All right, next up, this is page 2 front. And here a 4x6 plaid piece and a photo. Well, we don't have a photo yet, so we will just be adhering our 4x6 plaid piece, which would be, I should probably just move all these over now. It'll be a lot easier for me. Where is that? There we go, our little kitties. 4x6 plaid piece, and then that is all that I can do right now because I will add a photo. Then I'll add our little scary scarecrow friend and spooky vibes. And again, your instructions will tell you all of those things and show you. Now we are page 2 back. We need the 3 1/4 by 6 pink ghost piece. This is just one of our pieces that we had left. Is that it? Did I move it over here? Hi, honey. Are you trying to scare me? Here we go. Oh, did you hear that? If I was trying to scare you, I would have scared you. That is our 3 1/4 by 6 ghost piece. So that was already pre-cut. We had that left over. Obviously, there are 2 sides. If you want to use the pink, you could use the pink facing forward. Or if you wanted to use the hearts, you could use the hearts facing forward. Up to you. But I used the pink, so I'll just continue with the way that I did it. That will go right there. Nick's been out of town, so he just got back into town. And then we have that little guy. That little card will go right there. That's that little ghosty label card. And it butts right up to the edge of that little waterfall. And then you'll adhere a couple of stickers. So the candy apple sticker, the cotton candy sticker, and then a little sticker that says candy. So those you can add later. Now, I wanted to use the pink ghost because I thought it was so cute. So then that's why I put the pink one there, because then we have it here too. But you could use the orange if you wanted, the hearts, so be cute. All right, so on here, I've added that. I add a photo, I add 2 ghost stickers, and then I ain't afraid of no ghost. Now, one little thing that I did here, I made a little tab. And that tab is made out of this little journal piece, okay? One of our little journal die cuts. So I just basically folded it in half. And we'll do our adhesive there and there. This guy just tucked right under that piece. So it hangs off a little bit, right? You want it to hang off a little bit. If it doesn't hang off a little bit, then we really wasted our time by even doing it. So there's just kind of a fun little side tab that hangs off the edge. And then there, I just added a little cute candy corn sticker, because candy corn is cute. Candy corn is yummy and it's cute. Candy corn with a peanut is even better. All right, there's our little vines, 4x6. That goes on that side, like so. Here. So we are now at, this is the page 4 front. We want our bats piece. Where are the bats? Where are the bats? Okay, what is on the bat side again? I don't remember. Oh, it is one of our 4x6 cards. I use this one. I mean, super cute, right? But doesn't really work in our book, so I just went ahead and used the bat side. That goes there. And then you have another photo. This, I loved this. I thought this was so fun, this little Jeepers Creepers. So that I just put on top of the photo. And then a little skeleton sticker. So skeleton sticker here and your little mummy sticker there. But your instructions also show you there's the mummy, there's the skeleton, there's the Jeepers Creepers. All right, on the back side here, we have another 4x6 pumpkins piece. So that will go there. Like that. And then we have the tree and haunted house sticker. So this is this little guy. Here's the haunted house. And then we have 2 trees stickers. So I put that little guy right there. And then tree. And then tree. So little tree. Oopsie. Be gentle with those. Almost ripped that little bat family of bats right off. All right, so this needs to go a little bit more towards the top. So we have enough room for the smaller tree sticker to go in about right there. And then here, our very last one, we have candy corn. So that guy left over. Candy corn will go right there. And then I used this cute little pumpkin journaling icon. I thought that was the cutest thing. So again, great to put either a little quote there, do a little bit of journaling. And then we have this little sticker, the little, I'm sure that frog is not getting ready to be someone's dinner, right? It's just perched on the top of the cauldron. I don't think it's about ready to get pushed into the cauldron because that would be very nice, would it? All right, our little frog goes there. And then right below there is a word strip sticker that says sweet and spooky. You're gonna find when you're done, you'll have quite a few stickers left over. You'll have extra paper left over. You'll have extra die cuts left over so you can decide what you want to do with those things. Alrighty, so now we close our waterfall and we close this whole contraption, all right? If they kind of seem to be sticking out a little bit, grab your little bone folder. If you need to kind of give it a little bit of help laying flat, just grab your little bone folder and go ahead and fold that, and then that helps it kind of lay down quite a bit. All right, so we just did we did before our inside left and right spines. We already did those, okay? So we're good there. But now we have our outside spine. We have this little cute area, it's not very cute, plain, but we could cute that up a bit, right? We have that little area to play with. So what I did on mine, I took this little tag, and I took this little tag, and I cut the tops of them off because I don't really want them to be tags, right? I don't really want them to be tags, so I'm going to just trim right below the little punched hole, and now it's a nice little rectangle. Same thing on the ghost. I just trimmed right below, well actually I trimmed at the tag, kind of the tag line, I guess. And adhere the ghost to the center of your little plaid piece. And then adhere that piece to your spine. Now, like I said, you have quite a few pieces left over. So if you wanted to wait to do that, if you wanted to wait until you were finished with the project, because you do have more pattern paper left, you could, well, that's not very even. You could put a strip of pattern paper there if you wanted, and then put that on top. You also have the back. I didn't do anything to the back. The back, you have this whole piece left. Hang on, let me grab it. You have this whole piece left. If you wanted to put that on the back, you could. Okay, if you wanted to put that on the back, you could. And then you'd probably still have enough, maybe. You might even, I bet you do, you even have enough to do the spine if you wanted. But then you also have this interior spine. I didn't do anything there either. So I left that blank. I left that blank, and I just added that little piece right there. But if you wanted to use anything that you have left over once you're done to kind of finish on that, you can. Now I can come back here because I know that that is for sure dry, and I can just snip those ends. I'm snipping the ends of my little pom-pom trim here. Your pom-poms may need a little bit of fluffing, okay? Because when they get shipped to me, they get squished, and then when I ship them to you, they get squished again. So if you just need to fluff your pom-poms, it's easy. Just kind of squeeze them in a couple of different directions to give them a little bit of life, right? Add a little bit of life back into your pom-poms. Okay, my friends, guess what? We are done. We are done. So I am going to kind of turn the lights so they're not like deer in the headlights on me when I rotate the camera. I'll put my sweater back on, and then we will say our goodbyes. We will say our goodbyes. I mean, if you guys have any questions as you're finishing that up, especially kind of that last little piece, because that last little piece got just a little bit more intricate and involved. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out, okay? Reach out and let me know, and I'll be happy to, whoopsie, we just flipped. I'll be happy to help you. And if you missed at the beginning, that's my little setup for Halloween. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Target. That little guy's Target, that little guy's Target. This little thing is Target, and all of this was in the like dollar, the 1 spot, the 5 spot, or whatever. Even the little trees, like these little trees are so cute. Look at them. They're like ombre trees. Anyhow. Okay, friends. We're done. We're a little bit crooked. Well, no, I'm not crooked. Just a little bit crooked there. All right, friends. I hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, if you have any questions, please let me know. And I encourage you to add your photos, okay? Add your photos, add your stories. Even if it's photos from this year or prior years, it's absolutely okay to mix and match your different years' photos. This could be your favorite Halloween costumes of all times. And it could be you, it could be your family, it could be your coworkers or friends. I mean, there's so many different types of things that you could add because there's so much room for photos between the pockets and then all the both sides of each page on the waterfalls. You have lots of room for lots of fun photos. If you're ever coming to see me in person somewhere, I love to see your projects when they're done. So once you add photos, I love to see what you do with them. So no pressure, Gabby, because I know I'm going to see you in about a month, right? I'm going to see Gabby in about a month at Lizzie Lou's Christmas Bash in Southern California. Oh, that just reminded me too. If you were a Disney person, this is perfect for this time of year for doing Disney, right? You go around Disney, take all your photos at Disneyland. This would be really fun for whatever they call Disney this time of year. I've been to Disneyland more times than I can count, like so many times. I've never been at Halloween, so I don't even know what it's like at Halloween, but I'm sure it's fun. Anyhow, thank you, friends. Pamela, I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're okay. I hope they can get you dialed into all the things that you have going on. I hope you feel better soon. So thanks for joining me tonight, friends. And we're listing this Saturday. We're listing this Saturday the 7th, October 7th, 2023. So if you'd like to join me for listing, that would be great. And if not, I hope to see you sometime soon, either in person or on the interwebs. Okay? Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.